at 104.3 gigawatts with an 11.4% reserve ratio at peak demand. Demand is projected to remain elevated until tomorrow and drop slightly after Thursday with the arrival of Typhoon Khanun. The World Scout Jamboree participants have begun to relocate to 8 different cities due to safety concerns sparked by the incoming Typhoon Khanun. The Jamboree Organizing Committee announced that 36,000 scouts from over 150 countries are departing these Himangam campgrounds using over 8,000 buses to reach accommodations in 8 cities and provinces. The majority of the scouts are moving to Seoul, Gyeonggi, and Chungcheong provinces, while about 4,000 scouts will stay within North Jeolla province. Accommodations will mostly be university dormitories and training centers for public officials and corporations. Police have issued a top-level emergency order for scout relocation, providing traffic control and accommodation patrols. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller reiterated strong disapproval of North Korea's ongoing provocations and emphasized during a press briefing on Monday local time their repeated calls for the regime to participate in dialogue. When asked about North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's intentions regarding his recent visit to major arms factories, Miller declined to speculate on Kim's motives, but made it clear that the U.S. condemns the series of recent missile launches and their pursuit of nuclear weapons. Shifting gears to local news. The police have arrested a suspect in a voice phishing case and recovered the victim's money just a month before the statute of limitations expires. The suspect had an arrest warrant out for voice phishing and was captured by local police in China before getting deported to South Korea. The suspect, who is a man in his 30s, was apprehended upon arriving at Incheon International Airport on June 14th. He is accused of posing as a prosecutor from the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office since 2015 and defrauding several victims of tens of millions of won. With the imminent release of contaminated water from Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant, a Busan civic group suing the plant's operator TEPCO has called on the Busan District Court to stop the discharge. The pan-citizen movement against the Gori 2 reactor extension and nuclear waste disposal emphasized the court's role in safeguarding the sovereignty of South Korea, as well as the marine ecosystem and global citizens' safety. Holding a press conference today, the group stated that if the Busan District Court bans the discharge of contaminated water, it could put indirect pressure on the Tokyo Electric Power Company, or TEPCO. The lawsuit began in April 2021 and is set to be sentenced on the 17th. Urgent inspections of vulnerable sites are underway in preparation for Typhoon Khanun. In addition to the 109 vulnerable areas identified during last month's heavy rainfall, nearly 3,500 locations in Busan prone to landslides and flooding have been inspected. Evacuation plans are in place for regions with potential casualty risk. In international news, Ukraine's security service has detained a woman linked to a Russian plot to assassinate President Volodymyr Zelensky. She was caught trying to collect information on Zelensky's June visit to the flood-hit region of Mykolaiv. Ukraine often accuses locals supportive of Russia of aiding Moscow's military by providing intelligence. Now for the local weather. It's currently 32 degrees Celsius in Busan amid clouds and overcast. A heat wave warning is in effect with afternoon highs reaching 33 degrees Celsius. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. Thank you for joining. You're listening to BEFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Steve Hatherly Reboot. BEFM 부산영어방송.
What you're about to hear is amazing. That's because you're locked in to Busan's #1 English radio station. Whether you're at home, at work, or driving in your car, you will be exposed to radio excellence. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it starts right now.
Some people prefer to laze by the pool. That's me. Others prefer to go shopping. That's not me. While others prefer to see the nature that a country has to offer. That is also not me. Of course, every vacation can be different, and sometimes something you may enjoy on one trip may not be as enjoyable on the next trip. It totally depends on where you are and maybe with whom you are on vacation. But I wonder, if I asked you to pick just one style of vacation, what would that style be? I'll give you some choices today. It's Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. I'm Steve Hatherly. This is Steve Hatherly Reboot. Let's go. That was Feels This Good by Sigala, Mae Mueller, Katie Baser, and Stefflon Don. That's like a whole family party on one song. English DJ and record producer Sigala dropped his collab with UK Eurovision act Mae Mueller, Katie Baser, and Stefflon Don called Feels This Good. Very dancey, summertime tune. The narrator is out for a night having fun with his partner, and they remind each other to enjoy the moment and not worry about responsibilities. They have promised to cherish these moments and never regret staying up late to have fun when it feels this good. They want to hold on and be lost in the moment. That sounds like youth, doesn't it? I sometimes miss my club days, you know? Napidi, did you ever have your club days? Like, were you a club guy? One time? You went to a club one time? One time only? Two times? You didn't like it? So you didn't want to go back? No, two times was enough. Did you dance at least? No, you didn't dance. He didn't dance. Okay, well, that was the expected answer, actually. No, I miss it sometimes. Especially in the summertime. When I was 24, 25, when I moved to Korea, every single weekend, Hongdae was the area in Seoul that I would go. Trevor was my middle school friend. Did I ever tell you this? I think so. I moved to Korea with my middle school friend. We've been friends since the 7th grade, and we are still friends now. When I moved to Korea, I made that decision by myself. I didn't talk to him about it, but I called him and I said, hey, I'm going to move to Korea, Trevor. And he said, oh, cool, whatever. And then he hung up the phone. And then later he called me back and he said, I'm going to go with you. Pretty fun, right? We were young. So we moved to Korea together. We lived together for our first year, and then after that, we separated and we went our own ways within the country. But of course, we still saw each other all the time. And he lived in Korea for a long time, more than 10 years, and then he got married, and he has 2 children now, but they live in Canada, and he owns a hamburger restaurant, cheeseburger restaurant, actually, and he and his wife run that together while their 2 sons go to school in Canada. Anyway, shout out to Trevor. But yeah, we used to go to Hongdae every single weekend. I mean, every single weekend. Anybody know in Seoul? It's not there anymore, so I can say the club name. It was this really small underground club in Hongdae, and it was called Matmata. Anybody go there? Maybe around 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, around that time. If so, maybe we were there at the same time. Dancing was our number one hobby, and we loved it. Oh, gosh, we would stay out so late, and then afterwards we would go and eat some food before heading back to our home. It was kind of like our summertime thing. But those days are gone for me, and suddenly, just after hearing that song, it makes me want to go back again. I haven't been to a club in Busan. I don't even know where they are. I would ask Na PD, but I don't think he knows. So I'll ask somebody else. I'm going to go dancing with my wife soon. I've just made a decision right now. Anyway, we are live in the studio from Busan on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to the show, everyone. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan, 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jongguan, and Nuksan areas, in Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3, and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Thank you very much for being with us today. All right, so let's talk about YouTube. In case you missed the news, we are back on YouTube once again, but there's a caveat, and that caveat is you can watch the live stream. You can watch me. Hello. Hi, welcome back, Hannah. Welcome back, everybody. You know what? Everybody disappeared. Nabidi, did you notice that? Everybody disappeared for about a week from this show, except for Napidi and I. And now everybody's back today because everybody was on vacation, right? So welcome back if you've been away from the show. But yeah, you can watch us on our live stream here at BEFM. Go to youtube.com, search BEFM. You can watch our camera. Our cameras are up and running. But when the songs start, when the music plays, the music will cut out. And there's nothing we can do about that. Unfortunately, this is the best option that we have. This is all due to music copyright issues. So you can listen through the app. You can listen through the homepage. You can listen on FM radio 90.5 here in Busan, or 103.3 FM in the other 3 areas that I mentioned. But in terms of camera time, that's only going to be when the songs aren't playing, and then the songs will cut out when I'm not talking. So I apologize for that. It is, like I said, all that we can do about it right now. Will it change in the future? We all certainly hope so. But as of right now, that's the way it has to be. And again, we apologize for the inconvenience. All right, let's talk about what's on the show coming up this afternoon. First, hot off the press, you'll check out some trendy music that has been newly released. I'll tell you about the artist and about the track as well. After that, officially amazing time. Casey will be here to guide us through some stories of amazing people, amazing accomplishments, or amazing feats from years gone by. Hour number 2. Well, first of all, we're going to have our fun fact of the day, and we're going to talk about Mexico City. And I found this. I was searching like little fun facts about Mexico City, and I came across this. Is Mexico City really sinking, or is it not? I know that we are aware of some places that are sinking around the world. For example, Venice is sinking. I think The Canadian band Spirit of the West has a song titled Venice is Sinking. New Orleans is sinking, I think, as well. But Mexico City, is it sinking or is it not? I'll tell you about that through our fun fact of the day. Now, if you're wondering why Mexico City specifically, well, yesterday at the end of the show, I even forget why I looked that up, but I checked about the expat report on best places to live around the world. And I forget why I did that, but anyway, I did it. And Mexico City came in at number 1. According to expats, the world report for expats and where they want to live around the world, Mexico City came in as their favorite. So I will give you the rest of the places on that list. And actually, Korea is on that list as well. Not specifically Seoul or Busan, just the country is on the list. I'll tell you where we rank, and I'll tell you where we rank relative to other countries on the list as well. That'll be for tomorrow today, and that's why our fun fact of the day is about Mexico City and the fact that it's sinking or it's not. We'll also have Today in Music, find out what happened in today's music history, and I'll check your messages throughout the show as well. Let's check in with your messages right now, shall we? Andy's back from vacation. Welcome back, Andy. Andy just got back from Hong Kong. How lovely. How was Hong Kong? How is Hong Kong at this time of year? I'm thinking just as hot as Korea, if not hotter than Korea, maybe very humid as well. Lots of great food, though. Give me some details, Andy, if you don't mind. Nurse says, I don't care about those songs. We don't need to hear those. Listening to Steve's voice is more important than that song. Oh, that's sweet. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. Silly says, these days, talking about Hongdae clubs, everyone above the age of 23 is kicked out of a Hongdae club. I'll suffer the same fate in 7 years. If you're over 23, you can't go to a Hongdae club? Oh, really? Over 23? Oh, that's sad. That seems unnecessary. Why? Don't they have clubs for people over 23 in Hongdae, or do you just have to go to a different part of Seoul? Hannah says, and I'm just randomly reading messages here. It's okay. At least the streaming isn't cut off, just the sound. Thank you, Hannah. Nurse says, Master Overlord, that's not PD, loves weekend clubs. I'm sure he went to a club a lot. I would love to go to a club with you. Not PD. Will you go with me? Nope. At least he's honest. I think we'd have a great time. What else? I'll check in a little bit later. Bonnie says, good day. Mexico is not sinking. Oh, a little insight maybe into our fun fact of the day. Mexico will not be sinking. I will be going to Mexico in October, and I should talk about it with my local friends in Mexico. A little cool wind because of the typhoon, and I hope it's too much rain, not too much rain coming during the typhoon. I noticed that this morning, that it was really, really windy. In fact, yesterday was windy here in Busan. This morning was even windier. You can feel it getting closer and closer and closer. And knock on wood, it's not too bad when it gets here. And what would be even better is that if it would shift directions, which typhoons do often, then that would be great as well. Thanks for all your messages coming in today. Awesome. Keep them coming in. Keep me busy. Keep me busy reading your messages today. Andy says, yes, it was super humid in Hong Kong, but look at you. Is that you in the picture in the swimming pool with a baby? Or did you just take a picture of a man with a baby in a swimming pool, Andy? I'm not sure. I need more details. I can't go. I don't have enough to go on, Andy. All right. That's enough for now. Let's get to our question of the day today. Here's what I want to know. You're going on your summer vacation trip. 여름 휴가 여행 하나 고르기. You have to choose just one. Number 1, beach vacation. Every day you go swimming in the ocean and relax by the pool. That's it. 해수욕장 휴가. 매일 바다 수영 and 수영장 휴식. Number 2, option number 2, city shopping vacation. Every day, a different department store or a different shopping mall. Your shopping budget is 4 million won. 도시 쇼핑 휴가. 매일 다른 백화점. 쇼핑몰 가기. 쇼핑 예산은 400만 원. And finally, number 3, a sightseeing or adventure vacation. Every day, you tour the country's landmarks. 관광, 모험 휴가, 매일 주요 관광지 방문하기. That's a tough word. 관광. That means tourist, right? There you go. So tell me, which of those three vacations would you want to go on? The beach vacation, the city shopping vacation with a shopping budget of 4 million won. That's a lot of money. Or number three, your final option, a sightseeing and adventure vacation. This will tell me a little bit more about your personality. Send me your answers, pounder sharp 9050 on your cell phone. You can text me for 101. You can add us on Kakao Talk for free by searching BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. You can also send in messages for free that way. Same search on your smartphone app. You can download the app from any of the app stores, listen to our programs there, and leave us some comments after logging in. We'll take a break and come back with today's Hot Off the Press. After this, it's David Guetta and Bibi Rexha. I'm Good, Blue. That was David Guetta and Bibi Rexha. I'm Good, Blue. And now it's time for today's Hot Off the Press, where from Monday to Friday, we check out two of the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. And we know that a lot of songs get released every single week, and we pick out a couple each day that we hope that you'll like. Let's start today with Manny Few and the Ritchie family, I'll Do My Best. On a mission to deliver feel-good and dance-ready creations to the world, Manny Few are the talented production duo based in Stockholm, Sweden. Bringing their uplifting blend of house and disco to the dance music scene, they are brothers by blood and best friends by choice. Selected as one of DJ Mag's emerging artists you need to hear in 2019, Manny Few continue to radiate positivity with their radio show, pulling in over 600,000 listeners per month and residency on radio stations as well. That's a nice number, 600K per month. After that, we will hear NLE Choppa, It's Getting getting hot. American rapper NLE Choppa decided that for his next single, he was going to throw it back to one of the most iconic rap songs of the 2000s. Moreover, paying homage to Nelly's Hot in Her, he just realized the new single and music video, It's Getting Hot. It came to him and he thought, this is good. Overall, for fans of the original, there's little about this track that could ruin it, as it's a pretty faithful and straightforward reimagining. Here we go with our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. Many Few and the Ritchie Family, I'll Do My Best, then NLE Choppa, It's Getting Hot. This is an emergency broadcast from BEFM. The Ministry of the Interior and Safety has issued this PSA at 2:08 p.m. on August 8th, 2023 nationwide. Currently, a nationwide heatwave warning and heatwave advisory are in effect. Please refrain from going outdoor activities such as working in fields, farms, construction sites, etc., especially during the hottest hours from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. There have been heat-related fatalities in rural areas, so it is crucial to take thorough precautions against the heat wave, such as wearing well-ventilated work clothes, staying hydrated, and taking short and frequent breaks, etc., when working in greenhouses or outdoors. When going outside, wear light and loose-fitting clothing and wear a hat or use an umbrella. Also, remember to carry water with you. If you experience symptoms like dizziness, nausea, or headaches, etc., find a cool place to rest. This was a message from the Ministry of the Interior and Safety. All right, before that, we had our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. NLE Choppa, It's Getting Hot. I mentioned before the break that it was pretty close to the original. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to get upset by that mild reinterpretation of the track. And before that one, we heard Many Few in the Ritchie Family, I'll Do My Best. Now I'll remind you of our question of the day today. Summer vacation trip. You have to choose just one. 여름 휴가 여행 하나 고르기. Beach vacation. Every day swimming in the ocean and relaxing by the pool. 해수욕장 휴가. 매일 바다 수영 and 수영장 휴식. Number 2, city shopping vacation. Every day a different department store and shopping mall. Shopping budget, 4 million won. 도시 쇼핑 휴가 매일 다른 백화점, 쇼핑몰 가기. 쇼핑 예산은 400만 원. 나쁘지 않아요. Number 3, I don't like this one. This one that has the hardest Korean. Sightseeing and adventure vacation, every day touring the country's landmarks. 관광 모험 휴가, 매일 주요 관광지 방문하기. Don't choose that one. I don't want to read that one anymore. Just choose one or two from now on. Let's see what you have to say. Where are we going on vacation? Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. What are you doing here today? It's a Tuesday. Chelsea is usually our Monday texter. Chelsea says, with those options, number 3 for sure. But I mean, I live by the ocean, so I can swim here anytime. But do you swim anytime? I said on the show yesterday, I went to Haeundae and Gwangali over the weekend, and I couldn't swim it either because they closed both oceans because the waves were, quote, too big, which I disagreed with because I'm not a child, but I understand why they did because for kids, it would be dangerous. But I was still annoyed by that whole thing. It was such a wasted afternoon. What else? Hannah says, I'm kind of a mixture on all 3 options, depending on the location. A few days sightseeing, then a day or 2 shopping, then the rest at the beach. Relaxing is the best. Hannah, what kind of student were you in school? Did you not hear the instructions in the beginning? Choose one and only one. That's what makes this more complicated. Of course, everybody wants to do a whole combination of the 3, especially with that 4 million won shopping budget. That sounds amazing. All right, good answers. Keep them coming in. We have to say hi to Casey, so I'll stop it there for now. Text me, # 9050 on your cell phone for 100 won. Add us on Kakao Talk for free. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone app. You can download the app from any of the app stores, listen to our programs there, and leave us some comments after logging in. It is officially amazing time, and Casey's in the studio. How are you, sir?
All right, Steve, how are you doing today?
Sweaty.
Sweating it up?
Yeah.
It's getting hot in here.
Well done. Do you remember when that song came out?
I remember a Band-Aid. That's what I remember. I don't remember, but it seems like more than 10 years ago.
Your Band-Aid?
I remember a Band-Aid on Nelly's face. Am I completely wrong?
I think there was a time when, like, Band-Aids were fashionable.
Right. Because of that song?
Was it because of that song?
I don't
or
remember.
Was he on the coattails of just that fashion statement at the time? Yeah, but they used to be cute little fashion statements, didn't they?
Yeah.
Huh. Those days are over.
I'm going to do it tomorrow, just because.
just cover your whole body in them.
Right.
All right. Well, it is great to see you, Casey. It is time for today's Officially Amazing. But before we get into that, I want to know, summer vacation trip. Don't cheat like Hannah did.
No.
You only can choose one. Beach vacation, city shopping vacation with 4 million won. Not enough.
Not enough. Give me more. To get me to go shopping, you need to give me a lot of money.
It's our Paris Hilton equivalent here in Casey. Sightseeing and adventure vacation.
Give me the beach. I'm going swimming.
Yeah, right.
Unless they, block the beach access, then I would be bummed out. But yes, yeah, I want to go swimming every day.
When you go on your typical vacations, is that what you do? Just head straight to the beach and stay there?
Yeah, after covering every square inch of my body with sunblock and so I get zero sunlight. But yes, I'll do as much swimming as possible.
Are you like my sister Shannon? She has 2 colors in the summertime: extremely white or bright glowing red.
That's it. The 2 options. And that red means you're done.
Yeah, the red means no more summer. It's time for fall and winter season.
That's
right?
it.
All right, Casey, let's get into it. It's time for some stories of amazing people, amazing accomplishments, or amazing feats from years gone by. What are we learning about today?
I'm going to bend the rules a little bit. Today we're actually going to talk about some amazing animals, but I have justification. All of these animals have something human-like about them.
Human-like animal qualities.
Yeah, so it could be something physical, could be something behavior-wise, but in some cases, it's okay for animals to be a little bit human-like. It kind of may be awe-inspiring.
I
but
agree.
in other cases, it's repulsive.
Oh.
Yes.
Depending on what the animal's doing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We'll get into that one. But I'm going to start with something a little more cute.
Okay.
We'll go with the cute first. You ever heard of a sun bear?
A sun bear?
Yeah.
It's a type of bear, obviously.
It is a type of bear.
I don't think I have, no.
Okay, so the reason I bring this up because there's a video that's been all over online of a Malayan sun bear named Angela, and it lives, she lives in a Hangzhou Zoo, which is in China, and it's exploded on social media, especially in China, because a lot of netizens were suggesting she looks so human that she might be a staff member in a bear suit.
Oh, really? Now, PD, you're bringing that up on your monitor there so I can have a look in a minute. Is that it? Casey, you can see that image. Is that it? That doesn't look like a human in a bear suit.
No, you'll see it's like a little bit far pulled back, and it's when the animal stands up. You'll see it. So she looks like a bear, and then she stands up and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Is that somebody in a suit? It's really weird.
Oh, I'm seeing the image now. That is totally a person in a bear suit.
Right. I understand why people are thinking this.
Yeah, because, when you go to a theme park and the people are dressed up in these costumes and their head only goes to their the chest level of the costume, and then you have the giant head. That's exactly what this looks like here.
Yeah, even the posture it doesn't look like a bear.
Yeah,
right?
No, not at all.
So this has become a big deal in China.
Okay.
So, for example, some of the comments from the netizens are, I like this one. If this is fake, it deserves an Oscar for special effects. I agree. It looks like a human. And then all these comments became so widespread. It's actually been reported in the news all over the world. And the zoo in China, Hangzhou Zoo, has actually had to refute this rumor in their own online posts, and they've been getting interviews in local media as well, saying this is not a hoax.
That's actually a bear.
Yeah, it's really a bear.
If that's actually a bear, that is a very person-like looking bear.
Well, that's what they're saying.
I mean, look at it. It's just standing there waving at people. Come on.
I know it's ridiculous.
This isn't even debatable. It's conversing with the audience.
It looks like yeah.
Everybody, look this up on the internet right now, please. If you're in front of your computers, what do they search?
Sun bear China. If you just search sun bear China.
Sun bear China.
Maybe zoo. If you throw zoo in there too, it's a recent headline news.
Actually, now that when they zoom in,
right. It's real.
No, that's a bear.
Well, all right, I'll give you their defense of their bear. They said Angela is definitely not a human. These bears are smaller than other bears, so they look a little bit different than maybe what you're used to, but this is the real thing. They're the size of large dogs, so they can only stand up to 1.3 meters on their hind legs.
Yeah.
Whereas grizzlies, on the other hand, are 2.8, and it's obviously clear 2.8 meters is not a human.
But the waving, I mean, it was the waving.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, right?
This is pretty. I mean, I gotta say, if that's a bear, there's a reason why we're talking about this on the radio, right?
That's right.
Search it, Sun Bear China, and have a look for yourself if you've got the internet in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Well, of course, the reason I bring this up is this awe-inspiring to you, or is this guy repulsive? This kind of human-like quality
In a bear?
Yeah. What you just saw in that video, would you say that's repulsive, or would you say that's kind of like, ooh, that's amazing?
Well, no, repulsive's a strong. I didn't feel repulsed at all. I
Right.
just felt like deceived. But then I found out that it was a fake deception because it was an actual bear. So why would you use the word repulsed there? I
When
wonder.
we get to the next animal, you'll know why.
Okay.
But because of this video that spread online, they said the number of visitors at the Hangzhou Zoo has gone up around 30% to
Oh,
around
really?
20,000 people a day. After the weekend after this video is released, so a lot of people are like, I gotta go see this thing in person.
People want to come. Yeah, right. They want to see for themselves. Yeah.
So there you go. That's all inducing. Are you ready for the cringe-worthy one?
Why don't we press pause on the cringe-worthy one?
Sounds
Give us a
good.
little teaser.
Have you ever heard of a paku?
A paku?
Yeah.
I don't know what a paku is.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to tell you all about a paku after the break.
We'll
then.
find out what a paku is with Casey, and we'll continue on in today's Officially Amazing after Bowling for Soup, summer of '69. Bowling for Soup with their interpretation of the Bryan Adams original Summer of '69. In today's Officially Amazing with Casey, we're talking about animals that have human-like qualities. We talked about the controversy about the sun bear. Sun bear?
Yeah, the sun bear. That's right.
Sun bear in China. People couldn't believe that was an actual bear, but it was. And now we're going to talk about a paku.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a paku. What's a paku?
A paku is a kind of fish. And so to give you a little bit of background, basically last month, a woman named Jana Clinton, she was just like watching her son fish. They've got a pond in their backyard in Oklahoma. And suddenly the kid starts yelling, "Oh my God, Mom, oh my God." And, she's like, "Oh, okay, I thought he was just being dramatic." And then she looked at what he caught. And she said, we're used to getting, it's like a neighborhood pond. We catch like some bass or catfish and stuff like that. But she's never seen anything with human-like teeth.
Oh.
So what Charlie had caught is indeed a pacu.
Oh, I'm looking at this now.
That's gross.
I mean, yeah, it looks like... Okay, so again, I asked you to search the sun bear.
Yeah.
Now search pacu, P-A-C-U.
That's the one.
And have a look at its teeth. Its teeth look like a human.
Yeah.
Right? Human teeth on a fish.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, to be fair, I think it kind of looks better than having fish teeth.
Oh, because fish teeth are like remarkably like tiny, right?
Yeah. But this is an improvement, I think, although it does look a little bit odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, because look at the size of the teeth compared to the mouth. Like, that's weird for a fish.
Yeah, exactly. He could probably use a trip to the dentist, to be fair, but also to be fair, it's a fish.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bacteria in those waters he's swimming in probably, right?
That's absolutely true. I've never seen a fish have teeth like that. Is this common in the pacu?
Yeah.
Or is this rare even in this species?
No, this is what a pacu like typically looks like. Their
Really?
cousin is the piranha, actually. So another
really?
famously toothed fish.
Oh.
They're native of South America as well, like the piranha, and they have been scaring people for a long time because
Are these a dangerous fish or just like the teeth?
the teeth are dangerous.
Yeah. When things look a little... It's an interesting thing in psychology. I remember I talked about this once. We as human beings, when things take on a human quality,
Right.
to a certain degree, it's cute or comfortable for us.
Exactly.
But so you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
But when something kind of crosses that imaginary line and it becomes a little too human, suddenly we as people, we get freaked out by that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think this crosses that line for a lot of people.
I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
Where did the kid catch this fish?
In Oklahoma, which is long ways away from...
Yeah, what was this fish doing in Oklahoma? Because you said it was native to South America.
Right. So basically, the local wildlife conservation department in Oklahoma, they did tweet to anonymously that whoever released an entire pacu into a neighborhood pond, how dare you? So their theory is somebody had it as a pet. It grew too big to be a pet, and they just let it go in the pond, which is
It's really irresponsible
very irresponsible.
and very illegal, I would assume.
Yeah, very illegal, for sure.
Napidi was just scrolling through other pictures of other pacu.
Yeah.
And in the original image, I only saw the row of bottom teeth.
Oh, right.
Then I saw an additional photo of a pacu with the upper and lower teeth.
Oh, that's creepy, man.
It is not. Yeah, now I understand.
It's not what you want to see.
No, I do not want to have this for dinner.
But you know what?
No.
Actually, one of the neighbors where the kids lives, so they're trying to catch it again because they put it back into the water, not knowing what it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
So one of the neighbors is like, "Hey, kid, you catch it, I'll eat it." And apparently, it's supposed to be delicious. It's supposed to have a nice flavor, better than catfish, they say.
I wonder what the legal course of action is in this case. Like, what are you supposed to do? Because introducing this is a foreign species to Oklahoma's ecosystem.
Right.
So therefore, I don't know if it could cause some damage to the local ecosystem. Are you supposed to catch this, take it to the wildlife authorities, and have them, I don't know, return it to South America? Do you do that? Do they return one fish to another country?
Seems
or
like a
another
lot
continent?
of effort, right? Yeah, I don't think so, but they do say if you do keep the fish, do keep it and contact a game warden. That's what they advised in Oklahoma.
For what? Salts and seasonings?
Perhaps, yeah. Pan-fried is best.
All right. All right. One more?
Yeah.
Two more? Whatever you got.
I'll do one more. So this one is kind of not awe-inspiring or not repulsive. It's kind of on the fence. This one is, we'll let you decide. This animal has kind of divided people in California. It's a 5-year-old female sea otter whose official name is Otter 841, which is, I like that name.
I do too.
But it's been deemed a public safety safety risks by state and federal wildlife officials because of her unusually aggressive behavior along the Santa Cruz coast in California. Basically, she's been like confronting people, which sea otters like are never supposed to do.
Oh, no. I've been confronted by a sea otter before.
And their teeth, speaking of teeth, their teeth are powerful. So you don't want to be bitten by a sea otter.
No, I did not want to get bitten by that sea otter at all, but it was not happy, and it was kind of scary, actually.
Yeah, and you know, this one actually has been able to steal surfboards from surfers.
Really?
So there's a lot of like videos and memes and stuff out there you can find of Otter 841. A lot of people are like amused by what she's doing, but she's actually been like, you know, aggressively taking surfboards from surfers and taking bites out of them occasionally. So
Really?
Yeah, so the wildlife officials in the area and the Monterey Bay Aquarium staff are trying to recapture her and probably send her to an aquarium or a zoo, whichever would be more appropriate.
It is unusual behavior, right? Because these are legit bite marks into the boards. I mean, this is aggressive behavior towards the surfboard.
Right. Imagine a person.
Yeah, so you'd have to wonder what's going on here because it's not food, so there's no reason for the otter to be doing this. But yeah, they have very, 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 very sharp teeth. And not to be messed around with. Well, hopefully, I mean, they can relocate her.
That's the problem. See, it's been taken.
Her, I don't know.
Her, you're right, her.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Like they kind of put out this warning a little bit of a while ago, and they were like, okay, so we're going to try to recapture her. And the story's kind of gone on and on because they can't find her. There's, you know, the murky waters doesn't really help. So it's been hard to locate her. And during that time, she's grown a fan base. So there's a lot of people who are like actually making petitions to leave her alone and let her be. But the wildlife officials are saying that's not good for her, A, because if she eats too much surfboard, that's bad for the digestive tract.
Yes.
And, you know, if she turns on people that way, that's bad for people as well.
She hasn't bitten a person yet, though.
Not that they're aware of, no.
Yeah. My encounter with the mother otter happened when I was working at a swimming and sailing club.
Oh, wow.
When I was in university. And we had a boathouse which was located on the water, and in the wintertime the water would expand and push up the floorboards a little bit. So one night I walked in there and I heard this little and a baby otter came around the corner. Adorbs.
Right.
Super adorbs, right?
You want to give him a hug.
Very sweet, not aggressive at all.
Right.
So I walked towards the baby like, aw, and then around the corner came Mom.
Oh, wow.
Not happy at all with how close I was to the baby.
Right.
And I'm inside the boathouse, right? The otters had come up through the floorboards.
Wow.
And so it was a long escape for me. So I chose to go to the office that was inside the building because that was the closest place for me to get away from the mom because the mom started chasing me. You want to know what sound an angry otter mom makes?
What is it? Oh.
Yeah.
It's Alien.
Yeah.
That's straight out of Alien.
They don't have like Pacu teeth or anything like that, but still, I was very much intimidated by that mother otter. Fun little otter fact before we finish up. Do you know they hold hands when they sleep?
Oh, really? Like with one another?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they hold hands so they won't float away from each other.
Oh, wow.
They sleep on their back. Isn't that so cute?
That's cute and smart.
Yeah, it's cute until the mom wants to rip your face off.
Right.
In a boathouse in Nova Scotia. Yeah, very sweet indeed. Well, those are really interesting stories today, Casey, as they always are when you come in. I thank you for those. I also hope that you have a delightful week, and we shall see you again next time.
All right. See you next week.
Stay cool, my friend. To finish up hour number 1 today, it is going to be MXPX. I'm gonna be 500 miles.
When I wake up
BEFM 부산 영어방송.
구 년 전, 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very, very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어 나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
엑스포, 세계를 놀라게 할 준비됐습니까? 세상에 없던 세상을 바꿀 당신이 처음 만나는 새로운 엑스포의 시작. 오늘의 세상을 바꾸고 내일의 상상을 펼쳐갈 세계를 열광시킬 단 하나의 엑스포. 대한민국 첫 번째 월드클래스 엑스포 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 새로운 엑스포를 원해? 부산에 유치해.
오나라와 시작하는 전국민 안전 캠페인 나부터 5초만. 우회전할 땐 5초만. 주의를 살펴주세요. 배송 전에 5초만. 헬멧부터 확인하세요. 빨리빨리 하기 전에 5초만 멈추면 모두의 안전이 계속됩니다. 공익광고협의회.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
You're listening to Steve Hatherly Reboot on BEFM 90.5. That was The Great Escape by Boys Like Girls, and that song is about getting away from authority and most likely relates to high school. It's about forgetting all the adults, leaving your cares behind, and having fun. Singer and guitarist Martin Johnson explained, "This song is about leaving the town I grew up in with my best friends at my side. A graduation type song with a, quote, we're up to no good, mess up this town, let's do it up for one more night, end quote, / twist. I wrote it as a last excitement to high school growing up and in a sense the last night of being a kid. It's the end of one chapter with an outlook on the future, sort of like a prequel to the rest of the record." I saw them perform this song live, Boys Like Girls, at a rock festival outside of Seoul. And it was good. I mean, that's the song that everybody knows from Boys Like Girls. So, you know, the crowd was rocking along and the band was really feeling it and really into it. And then they finished their set, right, with like maybe one or two more songs. They finished their set. They were like, all right, everybody have a great day. And then something happened where the next band wasn't ready yet. So they had to stay on stage for one more song. So the singer kind of awkwardly said, hey, let's play The Great Escape again. And then the band just played it again, but they had played it just like 10 minutes ago. So it was a little weird. But everybody kind of danced along and loved it again. But I thought, oh, don't they just play another song? Like, you're a band. You must know a cover of something. I don't know. I found it a little bit weird. But anyway, they had a really good time. The crowd did. And they're fun, Boys Like Girls, to watch live for sure. Thanks for staying with us for hour number 2 of Steve Hatherly Reboot on this Tuesday afternoon. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan, 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Zhongguan, and Noksan areas, in Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Again, thank you so much for sticking around for hour number 2. Just reminding you, on YouTube, you can go watch our live stream there. It is back up and running. Go to BEFM after searching youtube.com or going to youtube.com, then search BEFM. I think I got that backwards. But you can find our live stream there. You can watch me on the camera right now. Hello to you if you're doing that. Be aware, though, please, that when the songs start to play, that's when the music will cut out. So you'll be able to hear me and see me, but when the songs start, then we have to fade out the music. Why? Music copyright issues. There's nothing we can do about that right now, unfortunately. Hopefully that will change in the future. But if we want to have our cameras operable for our show, then that's the way that it has to be. We know it's inconvenient, and we do apologize for that. We appreciate your patience there. You can, of course, listen through the app or through the homepage, or you can listen, of course, through the radio. Go to 90.5 in Busan or 103.3 FM in the other areas that I mentioned, and listen to us there while you watch the cameras. It's a little bit more tricky, but it is available. That's what you can do if you want to do both. We'd appreciate that. All right, let's talk about what's coming up in the second hour of the show today. Fun fact of the day will be first. And we'll talk about if Mexico City is really sinking or not. Sumin Bonnie, texted in the first hour and said, well, I'm going to Mexico in October, and I should talk about this with my local friends in Mexico. Bonnie, I hope that you're still listening now. We're going to get to this topic in just a moment. But why did I choose Mexico City to talk about for a fun fact today specifically? Well, for Tomorrow Today, expats have ranked the best places to live in 2023. It's something that they do every single year. You know how they come out with like the World Happiness Index and things like that? Well, they also come out with the expat index, and they talk about where expats think is the best place to live around the world. So they rank different places, they rank different cities or different countries, things like that. Mexico City, at the end of yesterday's show, I just looked it up randomly, and I found that Mexico City was number 1 on the list, and that's why we're doing that for our fun fact today. And at the end of the show yesterday, I said, oh, I want to know what else is on that list. I want to know what other cities or what other countries are on that list, so we'll dig into it tomorrow, which is now today, and that's why we're doing that. Then we'll have Today in Music. We'll find out what happened in today's music history, and I'll check your messages throughout the second hour of the show as well. All right, question of the day today, summer vacation. Apparently, everybody just came back from their summer vacation. I'm still thinking about what to do. I'm not going to take like an official vacation, but my wife and I were talking about it over the weekend. We were at Mart, and we saw all like the camping area and the tents and stuff set up. You know how they do that inside the Mart? You know, they'll make it look like really attractive. Like everybody should be doing this. They got the tent all set up nicely, the pillows and the sleeping bags inside. And then outside that, they have the little table, like the camping table, the picnic table with the chairs. And they make it look really attractive because the barbecue's right there as well. And they make it look like you could do this. When in fact, if I tried to set that up at some sort of camping ground, it would look nothing like the way the professionals arrange it within the shop. But that being said, I looked at my wife and I said, should that be our hobby? Should we make camping our hobby? I'm worried about this because she is not an outdoorsy person per se. She has a very long list of wonderful qualities. Nature lover is not one of them, I wouldn't say. And I'm not being critical because me too, I prefer the comfort of a hotel. If I'm honest, I like air conditioning and cable television and a nice fluffy duvet to sleep under that cool air conditioning when time comes at the end of the day. So that's why I'm wondering if this is a good idea or not. But she said, you know what, let's try it. So we're thinking of getting a tent soon and then traveling around and looking for places to camp. If you have any recommendations in this part of the country, Busan, or maybe around Goje, or maybe a little north of Busan, towards Ulsan, that would be okay too. Any cool campgrounds, if you have any recommendations, please do let me know. Near the water, please. That's kind of a caveat for both of us. We want to be near the water. Anyway, that's our summertime plan, but we haven't done it yet. Hence, my question today, summer vacation trip. You can choose one and only one. What do you want to do? Beach vacation, every day swimming in the ocean and relaxing by the pool. City shopping vacation, every day different department store or shopping mall with a budget of 4 million won. Or a sightseeing adventure vacation, every day touring the country and different landmarks around the country. 여름 휴가 여행 하나 고르기. 해수욕장 휴가, 매일 바다 수영 and 수영장 휴식. That's your first option. Option number 2, 도시 shopping 휴가 with a budget of 400만 원. Or number 3, 관광 모험 휴가, 매일 주요 관광지 방문하기. Touring around the country, seeing different landmarks. Any other answers coming on this topic? Hannah has re-chosen her option to number 1. Poolside with the poolside meals as well. Nothing better than a nice poolside cheeseburger, French fries, cold beer right next to the pool. Suntanning a little bit. Sounds amazing. I remember it's my favorite travel story of all time. I was in the Philippines. If you've heard this story before, I apologize, but I don't know that I've ever laughed harder in my entire life. I was on vacation with my friend Jacob, and we decided to do one night. We were in Boracay, and we decided to do a cheap vacation. So cheap hotels for the first maybe, 5-6 days. We were there for a week. And then on the last day, or maybe it was the third day, I don't know when we did it, but we picked one night to do a really nice hotel. And this hotel is right on the beach at station number 1 in Boracay. If you're familiar with Boracay, that's where the fancy hotels are in station number 1. So Jacob and I are laying out on the beach chairs, and they have wait staff who come and they'll bring you cocktails and they'll bring you little snacks for free from time to time. And the wait staff came around and he had a plate on ice, very thinly sliced cucumber. Now, what do you think that cucumber was for? Obviously, it was for your skin, right? But Jacob didn't know that. So when the waiter said, very thinly sliced cucumber, sir, Jacob said, oh, yes, thank you. Delicious. And he just ate like 2 of them. I said, no, you're supposed to put those on your eyes. I think that's for your eyes or maybe your cheeks to cool down your eyes or whatever, be nice and soothing for your skin. The waiter laughed. I died laughing. And Jacob, he was a good sport. He had a good laugh about it as well. I guess we weren't accustomed to the fancier stuff in life. Anyway, it's fun to tell vacation stories when they are as funny as that. You've got the question. If you want to get in touch today, text me, #sharp 9050. That will cost you 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Send messages for free as well. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us some comments after logging in. All right, let's get to our expression for today. This is from King the Land, the drama that I'm kind of watching these days. If I'm honest, I'm watching more for the expressions. So in this scene, two characters are talking. It's the heir. I still don't know what's going on with this particular storyline. The heir, this young man, the hotel heir, he's not welcome at the hotel. I don't know why. We don't know why yet, but the owner of the hotel or the director of the hotel is kind of encouraging him, get out of here. Nobody wants you here. Please leave. So he says, I will leave and I will not come back. And she said this.
그 말 꼭 지키길 바래.
그 말 꼭 지키길 바래. All right, that sounds a little tough to say, and it is a little bit tough to say. So let's break it down. 그 말 means those words. 꼭 means exactly. 지키길 means to keep or to keep it. And 바래 means I hope or like 하면 좋겠다. So translated into English, again, very roughly translated, that would be those words exactly, keep, I hope. But you flip the grammar around from English to Korean or Korean to English, and it translates as I hope you keep your word. 그 말 꼭 지키길 바래. I hope you keep your word. Now, if you're a student of English, your word, this is going to be a little bit confusing because if you look at this, I hope you keep your word. Word. Okay, word. 단어. Like just many different words in the English language. Like that, right? No. In this context, your word means your promise. Your word means what you said you will do. So the expression, I hope you keep your word, means I hope you do what you said you will do. Other ways to use this expression, we usually use it when we're talking about ourselves. So if I make a promise to you to work really hard to make a great radio show, then at the end of my promise, I can say, I give you my word. I give you my word. Or I can also say, you have my word. Those two sentences are the same meaning. I think more commonly we use it about our own promises, rather than about somebody else. She said, I hope you keep your word. But I think it's more common to say, I give you my word or you have my word. In Korean, one more time, she said, I hope you keep your word. 그 말 꼭 지키길 바래. Let's hear it one more time in Korean.
그 말 꼭 지키길 바래.
There you go. I hope that helps out your Korean or your English, whichever one you are studying, if not both. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a trip over to Mexico, and we'll find out, is Mexico City sinking, or is it not? Here's Candy Staton and Benji La Vida, Young Hearts Run Free. This is the 2023 edit. That was Candy Staton and Benji Lavida with the 2023 edit of Young Hearts Run Free. And now it's time for our fun fact of the day. I had heard that some cities around the world were sinking. We've heard that Venice is sinking. We know that. New Orleans in the United States sinking. We know about that. But did you know that Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, is indeed sinking? In fact, it is estimated that during the 20th century, the city has sunk approximately 29 to 36 feet. That's about 9 to 11 meters. Take a dry lake bed, an extremely thirsty population, poor conservation, and a seismically active ground underfoot, and you've got a serious problem. This thriving metropolis of about 24 million people and growing fast is facing serious problems and threats to their infrastructure as well, their water supplies and irreplaceable architecture if the problem is not fixed soon. Mexico City, if we go back and learn a little bit about it, it was originally founded in the 1300s on an island in the middle of Lake Texcoco, if I'm saying that properly, which I'm probably not. As it outgrew the small island, though, artificial islands were built around it, as well as a network of canals. Causeways between the mainland and islands were constructed and are what the modern main roads in Mexico City are built on today. In the 1500s, Spain gained control of the region and drained most of the lake. A small portion of that lake still exists today, close to the city. Flooding, it still continues to be a concern due to the fact that the city is below the current level of the lake and it sits inside a depression. And the reason why Mexico City is sinking is simple. The city's main water supply, more than 70%, comes from pumping water from aquifers below the city that were part of the original lake. The water is being siphoned faster than it's being replaced by natural resources like rainfall, for example. Although the region has significant rainfall, it occurs over a very short period of time, and the infrastructure is not geared toward collecting and purifying rainwater. The residents of the city, they also consume a great deal of water, much of which is obtained via illegal connections. Not only do they consume a lot of water, but a lot is wasted, as much as 40% by some estimates due to poor conservation, leaky or dislocated pipes, and substandard waste treatment. Evidence of Mexico City sinking is everywhere, they say, from cracking streets and sidewalks to moving foundations and crooked balconies. The Angel of Independence Monument, which was completed in 1910, is a stunning example of the city's problem. In order to access the statue, 23 steps have been added because the city has sunk around it. Railroads and subway lines are threatened due to fracturing tracks and unstable foundations. And another major problem Mexico City faces is the effect of the sinking on its plumbing and sewer systems. Approximately 25% of the population doesn't have freshwater plumbing due to dislocated or broken pipes. The Ecology and Development Center of the Independent National University of Mexico, in addition to several other agencies, they have suggested that immediate and drastic action should be taken to preserve not only the city's infrastructure, but also its architectural gems. One project underway is a system to collect rainwater more efficiently to reduce the demand on the underground aquifers. Other projects are promoting water conservationism because a portion of Mexico City has been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is sure to receive the international attention and assistance it needs to save the city. That's the good news. A UNESCO World Heritage Site is indeed sure to get the attention and the funding that it deserves to fix the problems that it has. But I don't know about you. I heard about this for the first time last night when I was looking this up. I had no idea that Mexico was sinking. And it's sinking at an alarming rate because the water that's being used underneath the city is not being replenished quickly enough, so it's dropping further and further and further. And they have to fix this problem quickly or it's going to keep sinking further and further and further. Interesting to know. All right, that's today's fun fact. When we come back, we'll talk about expats' opinions about the best cities in the world to live in. First, here is Tu Mente by Keen V and DJ Kawest. That was Tumonte by Keen V or Keen 5, maybe featuring DJ Kawast. And now it's time for Tomorrow Today. And this is something that I looked up at the end of the show yesterday, and I thought, let's dig a little deeper into this and find out more details. For the 10th year in a row, Internations has polled nearly 12,000 expats around the globe to come up with a definitive ranking of the best places to live. This story is a little bit long, so I'll ask you to bear with me. We'll see how much we can get through, although I may stop at some point. We'll see. So the Expat Insider 2023, it culls the opinions of expats representing 177 nationalities and living in 181 countries or territories. The report ranks 53 countries by analyzing factors such as quality of life, ease of settling in, personal finances, and more. And the highest ranked place to live was revealed. Mexico was the winner for the second year in a row, with 90% of expats saying they are happy with their life south of the border. So, Bonnie, when you go to Mexico in October, you can say, hey, I'm sure you knew this, but Mexico City is sinking. You know that, right? But did you also know this is the best place to live for expats, according to their opinions, according to this report for 2023? They say that this country, Mexico, has long been a favorite for expats. Mexico has actually received excellent results since our very first Expat Insider survey 10 years ago. It has always made it into the top 5 worldwide. That's a quote from Internation's founder, Malte Zeke. And according to Zeke, Mexico's continued popularity among expats is largely due to its outstanding performance regarding both personal finance and the ease of settling in. For instance, it's where expats worldwide find it easiest to get used to the local culture, where they feel most welcome, and where they describe the local residents as the friendliest population worldwide. Again, that's a quote from Zeke. Together, with the relatively low cost of living and the attractive climate, this turns Mexico into an expat magnet. There are some drawbacks, they say. He says personal safety remains one of Mexico's biggest issues, both for locals and for expats. In 2022, Mexico ranked 49th out of 52 destinations for safety. This year, it comes in 49th out of 53, so basically in the same spot. Among the 2023 respondents, 18% of expats reported not feeling safe in Mexico, compared to 8% globally. So you can see people feel a little less safe when they're living in Mexico. Second on the list this year is another expat magnet, Spain. It moved up a few notches from the number 5 spot in 2022. So what makes Spain a favorite? According to Zeke, Spain has always ranked in the top 10 for quality of life since the company did the first Expat Insider survey. Expats are also happy with the leisure options. Spain is the global winner in that category for 2023. Culture and nightlife are also hits. 88% of expats are happy with the offerings there, along with recreational sports. 91% of expats are happy in that group. Rounding things out, Spain ranks 3rd globally for climate and weather, which makes it easy to get out for all of those outdoor activities. So it makes sense, right? When the weather's great, you can go out and do lots of stuff. 3rd ranked this year, a surprise, they say, Panama. Panama ranked 3rd. And even to the people who put out this report, they said this is a bit of a surprise. It hadn't been featured in the survey at all in 2022 due to a lack of local respondents that year. And now it's made quite a spectacular re-entry with its best Expat Insider result ever. Some of Panama's strengths are similar to Mexico's. The country comes in 4th when it comes to the ease of settling in and 8th for personal finance. It also has high scores for housing, coming in 5th worldwide. That's surprising to me. I would have thought Panama would have been a really expensive place to live, but according to this, not so much. Let's talk about this a little bit. They call it the Nordic paradox. Interestingly, Norway is consistently named one of the happiest places on Earth, right? With the World Happiness Index. I talk about that when it comes out on the show, too. Norway is always near the top of the list, if not at the top of the list. Denmark, too, right? But in this list, Norway is close to the bottom, coming in at number 52 out of 53 different countries. So what's the disconnect? How can it be that it's one of the happiest places on earth, but yet when expats rank it, it's near the bottom of the list? Well, we're all aware of what we like to call the Nordic paradox, Norway, but also the other Nordic countries featured in the Expat Insider Survey do very well in other rankings, such as the World Happiness Index. But that is usually not reflected in our results. Again, this is Mr. Zeke talking. Why is that? Well, for starters, the World Happiness Index is based on a variety of hard facts, statistical data from official sources. They look at things like peacefulness, democracy, human rights, and internet access, whereas when they ask people for the Expat Insider Survey, they ask about everyday life things, personal satisfaction for things like finding a place to live, how expensive that place is to live, how friendly locals are to you, how easy it is to make friends, and things of that nature. Still, pretty impressive, right? Mexico coming in at number 1. Panama, a surprise at number 2. I've never been to Panama before. I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity, but it sounds like it's a great place for expats to live. And then sandwiched in the middle at the number 2 spot was Spain. So there you go. If you're an expat looking for somewhere to plant yourself, if you're a remote worker, and there are so many around the world these days, those 3 places should be near the top of your list. We'll come back with Today in Music. Here's Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone. Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone. And just before we get to Today in Music, I wanted to share a little bit more information about that story. The places to live, they ranked 53, right, according to this expat survey. So there were 53 possible outcomes. Number one was Mexico. I'll go through the top 10 here for you. Number one was Mexico. Number two, Spain. 3, Panama. 4, Malaysia. 5, Taiwan. 6, Thailand. 7, Costa Rica. 8, Philippines. 9, Bahrain. 10, Portugal. If we're looking for Korea on the list out of 53, South Korea comes in at number 50. And we are just behind the countries just in front of us. Let's see. Let's start at number 40. 40 is Hong Kong. 41, Denmark. 42, Austria. Then the UK, Japan, New Zealand, Malta, Italy, South Africa. Germany is just in front of Korea. And Turkey is just behind. And then Norway at number 52. And the reason they continued to talk about why Norway was a little bit tough for expats to settle into. Yeah, when it comes to the World Happiness Index, it ranks very high because of things like democracy and peacefulness and things like that. But they say, according to expats, the Nordic countries are a little bit tough to settle into. In terms of settling in, they say it's not as easy because the Nordic countries, their culture, it's not an insult or an attack on the culture, but they tend to be a little bit more shy and a little bit more reserved about talking to strangers, according to the results of this. I've never been there. I've never lived there. I'm not entirely sure, but that's according to the expats. Kind of interesting to know, right? Still, though, how would you rank Korea as an expat in terms of settling in? I would say, it's hard for me to answer that because I moved here so long ago. And also, I think another reason it would be difficult for me to answer that is because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this program today, I moved here with my best friend, and that made a world of difference. It took a lot of the pressure off. But what I've noticed after I've moved to Busan is that the expats in Busan are really friendly, they're really humble, they're really down to earth, and I see it on social media all the time in Busan where someone will just put on Facebook, hey, I'm going out for a drink tonight with my friends. If anyone wants to join, this is where we're going. And I think that's kind of such a cool thing to do, because that's great for meeting new friends, but it's also great for people who are moving to Busan for the very first time, and maybe they don't have an established network here. I can tell you, I don't like to compare living in Seoul and living in Busan because I think they're both wonderful cities to live in, and they both have their advantages and perhaps their disadvantages as well. But I can say I've never seen that on social media in Seoul before. So well done to the expat group here in Busan. All right, let's move on now to Today in Music. I wonder if you would agree with me and tell me that Busan is a great place for expats to live. I'm sure you probably would. All right, you heard the Danger Zone from Kenny Loggins before, and now it's time for Today in Music. It's August 8th on the calendar, and let's have a look to see what we can see historically speaking. In 1960, that's where we will start today. American pop singer Brian Hyland's Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini hit number 1, and it stayed there for 1 week, but it still got there for 1 week. In 1970, enjoying some libations at a nearby bar before her concert at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester, New York, Janis Joplin wrote the song Mercedes-Benz, which she sang that night. Joplin, she does just one more show before she passed away. Sadly, of course, we know that she is a member of the 27 Club. You go back and you listen to Janis Joplin sing, and whenever I love listening to her on vinyl, I've never, ever, ever heard another voice like hers before. If anybody knows of anyone who sounds like Janis Joplin, please let me know, because of all the people I've listened to sing, I've never heard anyone like her before. A true, unique talent. In 1987, moving along, Irish rock band U2, they landed their second American number one, as I still haven't found what I'm looking for, from the Joshua Tree record. That went to the top spot. In 1992, German Eurodance group Snap started a 6-week run at number one on the UK singles chart with Rhythm is a Dancer. Do you remember that? Oh my goodness. That was my high school Friday night touring the strip in my friend's car song. Rhythm is a dancer. Du, 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 du. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that song in a very, very long time. In 1994, the Notorious B.I.G. released his debut solo single, Juicy, built on a sample of the 1983 funk track Juicy Fruit. And we'll wrap it up here today. In 2022, Olivia Newton-John passed away at the age of 73. She was a singer, she was a songwriter, she was an actress, and she was known for playing Sandy in the musical film Grease. She battled breast cancer and helped raise awareness through her music. And that'll do it for Today in Music. Today's Today in Music. Let's hear a couple of tunes from the artists we talked about. Olivia Newton-John, Let Me Be There, and then, oh yes, from 1992, Snap, Rhythm is a Dancer. I don't think I've heard that song since the 10th grade when we used to drive in Marty Kroll's car. That's right, Marty Kroll. I remember my friend's name, Marty Kroll, and we used to drive down the strip in Truro, Nova Scotia, because it had the shopping mall and it had all the fast food restaurants. So we would, play the dance music loud in the car with the windows down and then stop and get some French fries and hang out at the fast food restaurant or the mall for a really unnecessary amount of time. That was the 10th grade for me. Oh, the memories have just come flooding back as we wrap up the show today. That'll do it for Steve Hatherly Reboot for this afternoon. Hey, thanks very much for hanging out with me over the last couple of hours. I hope you had fun this afternoon. Thank you to KC for today's Officially Amazing. Thank you to you, as always, for your listenership and your participation. I have been your humble host, Steve Hatherly, and I'll wrap it up today with this. It's Marvin Gaye and the Flight Facilities remix of Let's Get It On. Enjoy that, enjoy your day, and we'll reboot again tomorrow.